What's up, y'all? It's your mama, little brother, your cool uncle, OG Freeze. You know what I'm saying? You know, I always got to smash the gas when somebody that's unqualified jump out there. You feel me? When somebody jump out there that's unqualified, you know what I'm saying? I like to jump out there. And I must say this too. See, I just don't want to be, you know how dudes be talking. They do the talk about what they is, where they came from, what they did, why they was that. But see, I got to prove to y'all also why I'm qualified, and not just qualified, just give you a little how to read this stuff. You hear me? It's a method to this stuff. You hear me? Why they call me the penitentiary ambassador. So I'm gonna start off with a little magic trick. You hear me? Cause I can say, hey, whack Wanda. I bet you I can do something you can't do. This is just for you. Because everybody always, who OG Freeze is, who get him word to say so. But I bet you, not just whack, I can do something a whole bunch of you niggas can't do. Show that motherfucking paperwork, you hear me? Let me let that thing zoom in to the camera for those who like to. Matter of fact, y'all probably gonna zoom in anyway, the haters. You hear me? But I'm gonna read it to you so you'll know what you're dealing with when it comes to this. Because a lot of dudes, you know, can't read anyway. So for those that can't read, that's why I'm reading it. You got some can't read and can't write. So, but you got some guys that can't, not those, you know, because everybody, you know, learning ability is a little different. And they can make up for it in other areas. Motherfucker might can't read, they can't write, but you probably know how to count. So let me let you know what you're dealing with, whack. You hear me? Now comes the defendant. You hear me? In the court imposed sentence, Mr. Ivy, the government has sentenced him to 84 months and is appropriate in this case. Many factors considered when the length of sentencing was agreed upon. But in one particular should be brought to the court's attention that is not efficient from the pleadings filed in the case. Mr. Ivy was confined to the special housing unit. Special housing unit, for y'all don't know, that ain't been in the feds, is the whole. So, for an unusually long period of time. In fact, maybe longer than any other defendant from USP Lee that the court has sentenced on new federal charges. Mr. Ivy was confined in the special housing unit for 843 days at USP Lee and then transferred to Big Sandy, where he spent additionally approximately 60 more days in the special housing unit while waiting the charge for his new conduct. So Mr. Ivy spent approximately 31 months or 121 weeks in the special housing unit. You see what I'm saying? That's what you're dealing with, you hear me? That's what you're dealing with. Since, you know, you got these people that, you know, they want to know who I am and where I came from and all that type of stuff, you hear me? These are the indictment, you know, while this in prison, you hear me? So y'all can zoom in and stuff like that, you hear me? But I brought this up to show you, and I brought up the additional, all the time I did in the hole is because a lot of times people fold under that. I did it down to 3 years straight in the hole. See, this is the other thing y'all need to get. See, when your homeboy and them be talking that talk, get these. You see that? Your docket sheet, sir. You got to get your docket sheet. And I'm going to tell y'all why the docket sheet is so important. See, this is a paperwork party for you, whack. Because you like know who he is. You hear me? When we just talking. That's the docket sheet. You hear me? Boys got all that type of stuff. You hear me? Laying around. Because I just don't want to talk the talk. I want to show it. Even though I don't mean this another kid. All that. The paperwork. Oh, they want to see the paperwork. Matter of fact, that's a PSI. You know what I'm saying? That's a PSI. But see, the PSI ain't what's important. You hear me? Oh, let me show you the other important part too, so y'all know. If y'all notice, when it comes to this type of stuff, my name the only one up there. See, I ain't got no codependent. I ain't got no codependent. My name the only one on here. You hear me? I did that. I wore my PSI. You know what I'm saying? I got it all, baby. I got it all. All kind of paperwork. Paperwork. All kind of stuff. Damn, what this is? Damn. Okay. Another thing y'all say, I want to talk to. I got these too. I kept some of these too for them. You hear me? So I wasn't just in there. So all your boy that like to spin, y'all boy that like to spin. See, this how you spin in there. That's how I'm spinning. You hear me? They talking about monitoring the deck while standing officer observed inmate Ivy assaulting another inmate. You hear me? Lock on laundry belt, swinging in the downward motion. You hear me? Going across the head. You hear me? Going across his head. You hear me? Ivy did not comply with Officer Kidd. I'm going. You hear me? I don't just talk it. I put the work in too. All that. You hear me? But at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this too. I learned this while in there. And this a jewel. And just because you got paperwork, that don't mean you're real. See, paperwork just give you the foundation of knowing what you're dealing with when the person is under pressure. Can the man handle the pressure? That don't mean you ain't a liar. That don't mean you ain't a thief. They don't mean nothing. They don't mean you ain't in the rainbow gang. It don't mean that all your morals and principles is intact. See, a lot of things going on today because a lot of morals and principles was instilled by grandma. See, grandma was the matriarch of the family. Grandma ain't gonna let you go anywhere looking any kind of way with her. See, grandma gonna make sure everything, grandma was the glue to everything. So grandma gonna give you the morals and principles. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that many grandmothers out there due to a lot of stuff that don't turn down, our community and our household. And a lot of us start with the music and the TV, and used to wonder why grandma used to be on our line about listening to certain music or looking at certain things on TV. Grandma used to like that. You hear me? And if we notice today, man, it's hardly any more real R&B. See, you had good songs going up back then. Who's making love with your old lady? Why you or I making love? All that. You feel me? All that type of R&B. The cleanup man. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of good R&B because a lot of R&B came from real experiences. You see what I'm saying? But you got a lot of dudes out here that's zesty, you hear me? And a lot of dudes that being zesty, they ain't really been in love. They can't really describe it because a lot of people are confused about their sexual preference these days. So being we got a lot of confusion in the sexual preferences, it's kind of hard to, you had some good pop like Boy George. You had the Shawn Michael, you know what I'm saying, that lived outrightly and was outrightly gay dudes that had made good music. But like I said, a lot of people have been caught up in people's lives instead of the music. And now, due to the internet, we're able to see the person's lives, which is really a good thing, because now you get the definition of what Oz was when they told you about the Wizard of Oz. You hear me? And that's what a lot of these dudes in entertainment doing. They're trying to go see the wizard. You hear me? They're trying to get up there and do whatever they got to do to get there, to go see the wizard. But when you get down there and you do get to see the wizard, you realize it ain't all what it was cracked up to be. The wizard was a little man right there, huh? And somebody little as Toto exposed him, you hear me? So we've been living in Oz. You got guys like Wack 100 that portray to be gangster. They portray to be hard. And that's another thing you learned when I was in prison too, is the one that always trying to be super, super hard. It's like a bully. When the bully gets slapped and get knocked out, he be the first one that got down, go tell, I'm gonna go cry. You feel what I'm saying? The bully. So Wack, you out here speaking bad about my partner name, and being that you speaking bad about my partner name, it's only right that I step on you, hear me? I got to step on you. So you got me internet stepping again. But I had to put the paperwork out on you. Cause see, I know you can't do that. See, I know you can't do this. I know you can't pull yours out. We've been waiting on you to pull it out. Where you been, Wack? Where your paperwork, baby? Huh? You wanna know who OG Freeze is? You gonna read about me, you hear me? I got plenty of it. They wanna know who I am? Extra. Read all about me. Ain't no stain on this shit, you hear me? All kind of paperwork. You hear me? Where you on? All kind of paperwork. Huh? I can throw a paperwork party like I did when I was in there. I got so much paperwork, you hear me? Paperwork, baby. Look, man, this paperwork go back far too. Like plenty of paperwork. You hear me? So don't try to question me about who I am, where I came from, and what I done did. You hear me? Cause one thing for sure, my boy behind the wall, they know. I don't help the city down behind. Not just the city, not just Atlanta. I don't help the South down. I don't represent that South so good, you hear me? But I just want you to know, Wack, that's what made me qualified to be able to speak on paperwork. And not just on paperwork, morals and principles as well. But I just had to throw that paperwork party for you. I even did this for you, man. Wack, I even lent you a candle, baby. It's your mama little brother, your cool uncle, OG Freeze.